What's up, Amazon sellers? Before clicking that checkout button, have you done the proper preparations and understood if that product is profitable or not? In this video, I'm going to share with you all the preparations we do before purchasing an item and things you want to think about. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson and I've been selling on Amazon now doing online arbitrage for the last 5 years. Now in the UK, I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller, check this out. And in the USA, I'm a 6-figure Amazon seller, check this out. Now hopefully in the near future, we're going to expand into another marketplace. And if you're interested in learning what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and obviously everything else I'm seeing in my journey, then do make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. But hey, enough about me. What are we going to talk about today? Well, first things first, number one, I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction to the topic today. Number two, I'll go through what is purchasing. Number three, I'm going to give you, should we say, the tools and the software that you need to make sure you're doing purchasing right. Number four, and I'm going to go through what are the important things you need to look at before purchasing. So let's get into it now. So first things first, number one, let's give you a little bit of a backstory and introduction into this. Now, as you might all know, I've been selling on Amazon now for the last 5 years. And what I can say is that we've encountered so many challenges in purchasing deals. Now, with that being said, with the years of experience have taught us a lot, especially on the purchasing side, which is why today I want to share with you this video, a 2-part video guide about purchasing, say, in my Amazon business, and obviously sharing that with you as well. Now, what I will say is there is going to be a downloadable guide that's going to help you out, maybe a checklist that's going to support you. Do have a look down below. You can grab that now. If you want to skip the whole video and just go straight to the download, check it out. I think you're going to love it. So this leads me nicely onto my second chapter, which is what is purchasing. Now, basically, this is the process of buying stock from different online stores at, should we say, a low price or even maybe a high price if you're getting it wrong, and then ideally reselling them on Amazon for a higher price. Now, not only that, the purchasing stage requires you to decide which products you are going to buy based on, should we say, profitability, and they're going to be based on the following checks that you have gone through. For example, you might be looking at things like the keeper chart, the profit, the ROI, eligibility sale, FBA or hazmat, lots and lots of different things, which I will explain later on in the next chapters. Okay, so today I'm talking about purchasing processes, and this is something we've learned from my years of selling on Amazon. So the question I want to ask you is, do you have a process in place before you purchase or checklist in place before you purchase? Let me know with a yes or a no down below. Now, this leads me nicely onto my third chapter. What are the tools or software that you need before purchasing? Now, purchasing products is going to be a challenging time or a challenging task because this is quite simple when you're going to be doing your analysis on a product to understand if it's profitable or not. That is why having the right tools and the right software can really help you, should we say, number one, make better decisions, but also number two, improve or speed yourself up because you're doing it faster. Now, in this chapter, what I'm going to be sharing with you are some of the top sourcing tools for when you're thinking about doing a deal analysis and obviously purchasing online. So let's go through them now. The first tool is going to be a calculator tool. Now, again, there are going to be lots of calculator tools out there that you can choose from, but the tool we most predominantly use within FastTrackFBA is a tool called SAS or Seller AMP. Now, SAS stands for Sourcing Analysis Simplified, which helps you understand all aspects of, should we say, a product, the sales, the eligibility, the competition, the profitability, and so much more. It also tells you if a deal meets your sourcing criteria, and it will support you in making analysis decisions. Now, what I will say is that SAS or any of the other calculator tools like FBA Multi-Tool, BuyBot Pro, ASIN-Zen, RevSeller, they are important because it's going to help you understand how well the product is selling, and it's going to help you make better buying decisions. Now, the caveat here, one of the tools you have to pay for, but they do make a difference to your business. Now, I'll give you some numbers to give you an idea of how much it's going to cost, but it'll be anything around about like £17 or should we say $20 for the entry-level package for these types of products. Now, there is a cost involved in these tools, but trust me, it's going to save you way more money than that in your time by speeding up your sourcing and deal analysis process. So I think it's definitely worth it, and it's probably one of the core tools I think everyone should have. Now, the second tool you're going to think about is understanding about what's going on with the product itself, and by that, what's going on with the product in the past. It's a tool called Keeper. Now, if you can understand what happens in the past of a product, you can make a very good prediction about what is going to happen in the future. Now, quite simply, Keeper is a tool which collects data across all the products on the Amazon marketplace, and that pretty much shows you all the information about, should we say, the historical data of the product, i.e. like the buy box price over time, the sales rank, the competition, so many data points. It's is going to really help you understand. And like I said earlier, if you can understand what's going on in the past, you're going to make a very good estimation of what's likely to happen in the future. Now, if you can make a good estimation of what's going to happen in the future, you're going to know if that product you're about to buy is going to be profitable or not. Now, if you're interested to learn more about Keeper and know the way it works, what I'll do is I'll drop a link above to a video I recorded called Keeper Basics. Check that out. I think you're going to love it. Now, the third tool on my list is a credit card. Why? Well, quite simply because credit cards are going to be the small plastic cards that you have, like Amex or Capital on Tap, which are going to be issued by your bank, which allow you to actually buy those goods and services. Now, in my Amazon business, we have multiple different types of credit cards we use, like again, Amex Platinum card, and also the Gold card, and even the Capital on Tap card. Now, since credit cards allow you to buy items using credit, what I also like about them is they can help you increase your stock purchases. Why? Because you are using other people's money, i.e. the credit card companies, which is great over a certain period of time, allowing you to buy stock today to repay later. Now, in addition to this, the credit cards also allow you to earn cash back and points, which I absolutely love. But then also as well, credit cards give you protection if your credit card details are ever to be stolen. So if you want to know more about, should we say, credit cards and how I use them, what I'll do is I'll leave a video up there called My Ultimate Guide on How to Use Credit Cards. Check that out. I think you're going to love it. Now, the fourth thing you're going to need when purchasing is voucher codes. Now, finding products that are going to be profitable is a good thing, but getting them at a much lower price is going to be way better. Why? Because getting a discount on your products just means your ROI is going to improve and you're going to make more profit and hence more money. What should you consider when using voucher codes? Well, quite simply, I really recommend a Chrome extension called Honey. Now, this basically offers voucher codes to you as a customer when you're on the website looking to purchase, and it's going to show you the discount codes which are going to help you out. Now, pretty much retailers are going to create incentives through voucher codes to get you to use them, and obviously Honey is going to tell you what they are at point of purchase. So do check out that. Now, what I will say for you is voucher codes work predominantly on the normal list price, but there are also voucher codes which also work on the discounted prices. So you're getting a discount on a discount, which we all love. Do think about finding products that are discounted already and then obviously add the voucher code on top, i.e. taking something from £50 down to £40 and even further than that, you're going to be super happy. Now, the fifth one I recommend for you is cashback websites. Now, what I will say is there are a lot of cashback providers out there who provide discounts, incentives, and also cashback as well on top of that. Do check them out. They are absolutely amazing. But for us, what do we use in our business? Well, one of the main cashback websites we are using pretty much are like Top Cashback, Quidco, because they are working directly with suppliers and manufacturers and have a very big range. And the other thing, they have really good tracking. That's something that's super important for us, that we actually get paid the cashback. So next time you're going to a supplier and looking to make a purchase, make sure you're using those special links from the cashback providers that are going to track and obviously make sure you're getting a percentage of that purchase back as a cashback, which obviously you can then respend on more stock or do as you please. It's going to help you grow your profits. Now, if you want to learn more about cashback and how I do it, what I'll do is I'll drop a video up there called How to Make More Money Using Cashback. Trust me, check that out. I think you're going to love it. Now, the one thing I will say, guys, is I've been sharing a lot of information here, and obviously there's quite a lot to take on board. Do remember there's that free download below. You can download that. It's going to be a great PDF that's just going to help you out in your business, and you can have that maybe stick on the wall to make sure you're getting all the right checks and done before you're purchasing. Okay, so today I'm talking about purchasing, making sure you're doing the right things before purchasing. Now, the one thing you need to think about is obviously having something to purchase. Now, what is that? Well, you're going to need deals, you're going to need leads. And if you're like me and you understand that finding leads is actually quite hard, it takes time. And what I would say is look no further than FastTrackFBA Leads. This is a service I created whereby we have a team of sourcers in the USA and the UK sourcing for deals. Now, quite simply, they find every single deal on all the marketplaces or all the stores, put them onto our own FastTrackFBA Leads platform. And then what do? You come in, you buy tokens, you review all the leads that we have, and then you unlock those deals that you want, getting supplier URL and the Amazon ASIN, and obviously go to the supplier, buy the product low, resell high for a profit, obviously using the now cashback and all the other tricks we taught you in this video, and obviously make your money, rinse and repeat. If you want to know more, do check out FastTrackFBA leads. I'll drop a link down below. Now, this leads me nicely onto my fourth chapter, things you need to consider or should I look at before purchasing. So after my product sources submit deals to my purchasing managers within my business, my purchasing manager has to review the deal once again to do the following checks to make sure that the products we're actually buying obviously meet the requirements that we're looking for, and obviously to make sure we're getting a good deal. So what are these checks? First things first, we're going to be checking on the product, is it a match or not? Again, we are sourcing products that are already sold on Amazon. We have to make sure that those products we're going to buy from the supplier are actually the same and they are a match 100% to the product on Amazon. So we're going to be checking things like, product description, the product title, the packaging, the ingredients, the model number, maybe even things like reviews, EAN, many other things to make sure we're happy that that is the same product. Now, if you want to know more about product matching, I'll drop a link up above called 10 things to check if a product is a match or not. Check that out, that's going to help you. Now, the second thing we're going to be looking at is eligibility to sell. Basically, we're going to see if Amazon allows us to sell that product or not. If we're gated or not, that's going to be super important. Now, the third one is going to be hazmat check. Now, as you might all know, we are using what's known as the Fulfillment by Amazon program, whereby Amazon does all the shipping. And quite simply, we're going to be checking if that product is a hazardous product. And if it is, we can't use FBA. But if it isn't, we can check it or sell it. So we're going to be doing a hazardous check on our product and using the tools we mentioned earlier. Now, the fourth thing we're going to be checking are the three fundamentals, which is going to be the profit, the ROI, and the sales per month. Now, when I check the expected profit, what I want to do is make sure that this product is making enough profit for me. And generally, we're going to be looking at about £3, $3 profit for each item. The next is going to be a return on investment, and that is going to be 30% ROI. We're going to be looking for that as a good guide. Now, the third and the fundamental one is sales per month. Generally, when I'm looking at sales per month, I'm going to be looking to make a minimum of about 5 sales per month. Why? Because it doesn't matter how much profit or ROI you're making. If the product never sells, you're never actually going to realize that profit and ROI. It has to sell. The fifth thing that I'm going to be checking is the brand. Now, you might be asking, why should I be considered checking the brand? Well, quite simply, I'm worried about IP complaints, meaning that if you are not authorized to sell that brand, then you are going to receive an IP complaint on that listing, and that's going to affect your account health. It can make you lose your Amazon account. Okay, so I just quickly mentioned IP complaints, and the one thing I'll just say here is if you are worried about IP complaints, do look at the FastTrackFBA brand checker. I'll drop a link down below. This is a collection of all the brands we know that cause problems for Amazon sellers, i.e. do not sell these brands. It's free, completely free. Check it out, have a look at the link down below. IP brand checker, save it to your bookmarks. It potentially save your Amazon selling account. You can thank me later. Now, the sixth thing that I'm going to be looking at is if Amazon is on the listing. Quite simply, if Amazon is on the listing most of the time, I'm probably going to avoid that listing. Why? Because Amazon doesn't fight fairly. They don't share the buy box. It's their marketplace, and I cannot guarantee I'm going to get a fair chance of winning that buy box. So whereby 90% of the sales come from, that is what I'm interested in, winning that buy box. So if Amazon on the listing, I'm probably going to move on to the next product. Now, the seventh thing I'm going to be looking at is, should we say, the product size and weight of the actual product itself. When checking the size and weight, I want to make sure this product isn't too large, because selling big products are going to give me extra costs. Even just shipping it from my warehouse to Amazon is going to cost a lot more. So I want to make sure it's smaller item, and I'm pretty happy with that. Now, the eighth thing that I'm going to be checking is the keeper chart. Again, I talked about it in the past. I'm looking for the history of the product to understand what's gone on in the past, so I can really understand what's happened, and then obviously I can make a good prediction about the future. What am I looking at in that? Well, quite simply, I'm going to be looking really closely at the number of sellers. Why? Because if you see there is, should we say, maybe just one seller on the listing for the whole time, and it might be what's known as a private label brand, and that means that I shouldn't be reselling their product. So I'm going to be checking that. I also might be looking at, is there too much competition, too many people selling this? Maybe I don't want to jump involved if there's like 50, 100 sellers on that listing. Now, aside from the new seller count, I'm going to be looking at the sales rank of the keeper chart. Now, by knowing the sales rank helps me to understand if there is demand for this product or not, and how that demand has been over time. Now, quite simply, by looking at that, I'm going to be able to see how is it a consistent product, or perhaps maybe it's a seasonal product and maybe it's about to come out of season. Hence, I don't want to be buying advent calendars in January. That's something that I need to consider. Now, in addition to that, I'll also be looking at the buy box price, and quite simply, what I'm going to be doing there is seeing, is the buy box price today, the price I'm working my profit and loss on, is that a true representation of what's happened over time? And I'm going to be checking that out as well. What I don't want to be doing is buying today thinking I can resell it at a much higher price than it has sold in the past. fast. So making sure it's a consistently good selling product at a consistent price is going to be really important. And that means that my profit and my ROI calculations are going to be accurate. Now, the 9th check that I'm going to be doing is double checking my actual inventory. Now, before checking out and buying new stock, I want to make sure that I'm checking how much inventory, or if I've got inventory of this stock already. Why? Well, this is to see if I already have stock left and maybe avoid buying a product that I've got a lot of stock already and hence creating an overstocking problem. Again, we're here to make money, not dump it in stock which isn't selling fast enough. So double checking that inventory is going to be super, super important. Also as well, it means I'm not paying increased storage fees as well. Now, the 10th check I'm also going to be doing is on the legitimacy of the website. One of the most important things we can do is actually buying from legitimate retailers who are going to actually deliver our goods. Now, for us, buying from an illegitimate website could mean that, we might have our personal information stolen, might have the credit card stolen, or we might not even be getting the goods at all, or we might be getting fakes. So making sure that the website we're buying from is legit is going to be super, super important. And that's something that I'm really looking at. Now, there are a lot of things, should we say, that my team are doing when we're checking if a website is legit. And one of them is, should we say, the padlock icon in the top right-hand corner, and also the contact information, and checking the overall general layout and feel of the website to see, do we trust this website? Now, I can go on and on and on about discussing that website legitimacy, but if you want to learn more about it, what I'll do is I'll drop a link up above called How to Know If a Website is Legit or Not. Check that out. That's going to save you a lot of money and obviously from fraud as well, and make sure you get the right goods. Now, what I will say is this is a 2-part series to complete, should we say, your purchasing guides to support you in purchasing. So stay tuned for part 2, which is going to show you step by step the actual purchasing process, plus a live demonstration of what we actually do. Now, after going through the first part of the purchasing guide, you might as well want to learn about using Keeper to analyze your deals, because it's super, super important. So what I'll do is I'll drop a video around here of my Keeper basics. Check that out. I think you're going to love it. But hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give me a big thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. But for myself, Thomas Parkinson and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.